Hello there guys, and welcome back to our car modeling tutorial. And today in this episode we are going to do the tail lights and the rear lights here. Now this has been a bit that I've not been looking forward to because, let's have a look at my references here, they are fairly detailed in terms of the information behind what we actually have. I think apart from maybe some wipers and some other little bits that we could add at any point, this is probably going to be the finale, the last episode. So what we'll do is we'll have a look at getting this finished up, then maybe a few little renders of the car. So what we'll do is let's grab this, and this, and we can isolate the selection here. We're going to do very similarly to how we did the glass at the front, so if you weren't sure, if you didn't manage to follow, should I say, what I did at the front there, this should give you a little bit of a hand. Now, it looks like we also need to bring this. And I've just taken away the smooth with the elements here so that we can align these up a little bit better. So let's take this down to 1, and then we can get the rotation on here. So what we're going to do is we're essentially going to create a plane which is going to sit on the whole of this, and we'll duplicate it, and the frontal one will be the red glass, and then the back one will contain all the details for the shape of the lights themselves. So let's grab our vertices here, and we'll start snapping to the furthest points forward here. Do something like that, and I'm just going to grab the edge here and extrude this out, and this edge too. And let's bring this over here and this one over here. Okay. And let's add a couple of loops inside here. We'll be able to merge these to the front and here. Okay. Now we're going to need to go across the way as well, so let's, maybe it would be better for this one to sit up here, and then we can drop in a loop, 2 loops here. What we'll actually do is we won't drop these in as loops because that's going to trip us up. We'll add the loops in after, and we'll actually just add some points in here, because at least it gives us some room to breathe just now. We can get this flowing around the shape correctly, and then we can worry about anything else. So we'll drop one here and here. Inside there, and we can extrude this edge out. Go over here. Looks like we probably want this. Let's actually be a little bit closer here. Okay, that still looks fine. So we'll snap that there, and we'll snap up there. Put in another loop here too. Okay. And then again for now we'll drop in just a point over here. Okay, so we've got all of that laid out quite nicely. So all of that kind of flows around there to some extent quite well. Now, what we'll want to do at this point then is we're going to want to bring all these links across. So we'll go, maybe we need to go a little bit higher. Go something like this. So by adding these lines in after, it means that we've kind of managed to maintain. Maybe actually, before we go about doing those, what we'll want to do is we'll want to double check that we are actually on the very outer point. So we'll go to this one. Just want to make sure we're on the same area for each of these. We'll probably want to drop another edge there. And merge that over here. So we are quite a way off here, so it's easier to do this without too much geometry in place. We want to go to the inner bit and the inner line instead of the most frontal one. Okay. Guess that's fine. So now we have those in place again. We'll go around here. And up here. Okay. So we can see from this point here that we are going quite a ways back. So maybe we'll want to have these drop in a little bit as well. Could also have this come out too. Okay, that looks fine. And let's maybe drop that down too. We'll also now want to take a line across here. We'll take this fairly low. And that can come down over here. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control D, and on the one that I've created here, I'm going to freeze the transformations so that it's at 0. And I'm going to bring it away here. So that means that in order to put this back in place, we just simply reset Z and axis here. So let's just, oops, let's bring that away there. So now this is going to be what we add our elements to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control E on this, and I'm going to take this in the way ever so slightly, and then delete all of these extra faces on the front. Okay, so now we've got that kind of indented a little bit there. What I do want to do, let's just isolate this one quickly. Actually going to want to bring this one forward here. Actually, let's actually adjust the position of the inner elements here. Because we can see on the reference images that we do actually see kind of all of the edge here. Let's bring all these down. Okay, so I'll bring those out something like that, so we can see that as we go. Now, inside here it looks like there's some elements that we are going to want to add to. So I'm going to insert some edge loops. We're going to drop one just here. And we're going to drop another edge loop down here. And what we're going to do is, let's grab our, maybe we'll actually want that to be a bit lower, something like this, and then we'll maybe want something like that. And we're going to go down here like so, and then we're going to want to follow that down here. Maybe not. Maybe what we'll want to do is we're going to want to grab this, all the way down and around here, it looks like. So we'll want all of that. Looks like maybe we want this line so should we remove those. So we're going to want to go down here and round onto this block. So it's going to want to be something more like that. And then the top of this will probably want to be something like that. Okay. So we're going to come down and around here. So let's just try that. Take all of these. And I'm just going to take them in on the blue there. So do something like that. Okay. Okay. And then let's just make sure that this is okay. I can see it. Okay, let's just go back again. So I think what we'll want to do with this is let's just remove all of these here. Maybe delete that one as well. Now let's take this. We'll maybe delete these ones too. Okay. So I think what we'll want to do is we'll take this. We'll go nice and close to the bottom here. Essentially bring that around there. This one will want to follow a similar path. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from here to here. And take a few more lines around here. Okay. And it looks like we're going to want our next block to be fairly close. Maybe go something like that. Okay. And delete the edges now inside here. Do something like that. Okay, so I can kind of see the path we're taking now, so if we grab each of these around here. Okay. Let's just tidy up the geometry in here a little bit as well. Okay. Right, let's insert a couple of loops just here. And then I'm going to drop a loop around there and there. Okay, it's a little bit messy, but it's not too bad. Let's just bring these into a better position in line with each other. Okay. We could insert some edge loops. Let's bring in the rest of the body here and smooth it off. So obviously we want to see how this is going to sit now against everything else. So we are going to want to straighten off this point. So let's bring this up here. It's nice and close inside here. This bit a little bit straighter. We are going to want an edge down here. we'll want to do is grab all of these edges here and take it further in. Okay. So let's apply a color to this. Okay. And let's make this one the glass. Now, what we're going to need to do is we are going to want to center the pivot here. We're going to pull it in, slightly to the side. Smooth it, see. Okay, so that's looking a little bit better. I think. If we pulled it in slightly to the side, what we're going to want to do real quick is bring at least this furthest out edge back. So if we delete the edge of the vertices here, roll these back in place. Let's actually just see how that sits. I think that'll be fine. We've got the edge of the body, which is going to get rid of any shadows here. We'll do that. That'll be fine. We'll go like that. Let's actually create a new blend. I'm going to just create a red blend here. New material. And slightly transparent. Okay, so do something like that. That looks good to me. Let's take them across to the other side as well. Okay. So I think that's looking good. The rear brakes are a little bit, could do with a little bit more detail, but once we get the dark glass on top, you're not really going to see too much anyway. Headlights at the front, looking good. In between episodes as well, I added just a basic badge, just basically coloured in some of the faces inside there. I think for the most part I'm going to finish this tutorial here. I'm not going to do the wheels because I've got a really cool reference images here for a Vorsteiner version of this car, and it does have the exact same wheels that I actually have here on there. So I think I'm gonna roll with these, and maybe just adjust the brake caliper position so that it fits in with the actual position of the BMW M2. The wipers, I'm sure you guys can do that as well. If not, check out our previous videos because I go over doing that as well. So I think for here we're going to call it there. For the most part I think the model's looking pretty good. I'm probably going to add a basic interior to it for the renders, but I will put up some renders on screen probably just about now, so we can see what the car's actually looking like. If you've enjoyed the tutorial, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you go through and hit those thumbs up on all the videos that we do. The next car modeling tutorial I think is going to be a Jaguar F-Type. And the reason we're going to do a Jaguar F-Type is because we have been asked in the past about doing interior videos of a car interior. So what we'll do is we'll create a convertible, and that means we'll have to actually create a working interior for that as well. Alright guys, cool.